Antacids are the group of mild bases which have no toxic effects on the body. Being basic in nature, antacid react with the excess acid in our stomach and neutralize it. This gave relief to the person concerned. The two common antacids used for curing indigestion are milk of magnesia and sodium hydrogen carbonate. Role of pH in our digestive system. Milk of magnesia is a medicine for indigestion. It contains magnesium hydroxide as antacid. Many antacid tablets used for curing indigestion contain sodium hydrogen carbonate as antacid. Universal indicator is a mixture of many different indicators or dyes which give different colors at different pH values of the entire pH scale. This pH color chart shows how the color of the universal indicator paper changes with the solutions of different pH values. When the strong acid reacts with the strong base, give the neutral salt. Here we have the sodium chloride salt is formed from the acid hydrochloric acid and the strong base sodium hydroxide. Acids or acidic solution have a pH of less than 7. A solution here pH 1 indicates hydrochloric acid which is a strong acid and pH 4 is acetic acid which is a weak acid. Toothpaste is slightly basic or alkaline. It helps prevent tooth decay by neutralizing the excess of acid in our mouth. Most of the plants grow best when the pH of the soil is close to 7. If the soil is too acidic or too basic, the plants grow badly or do not grow at all. If the soil is too alkaline, then its alkalinity can be reduced by adding decaying organic matter, manure or compost which contains acidic materials. This is solid sodium hydroxide in the form of the pellet. Sodium hydroxide is commonly known as the caustic soda. The chemical formula of sodium hydroxide is NaOH. Sodium hydroxide is very important basic chemical used for the starting material for making many chemicals. It is used for many industries and hence produced on the large scale. Production of sodium hydroxide. The raw material for producing sodium hydroxide is the sodium chloride which is also known as the common salt. Sodium hydroxide is produced by the electrolysis of concentrated aqueous solution of sodium chloride which is also called brine solution. When electricity is passed through the concentrated solution of sodium chloride which is called the brine solution, chlorine gas is produced at the anode, hydrogen gas is produced at the cathode. Sodium hydroxide solution is formed near the cathode. The three very useful products obtained by the electrolysis of the sodium chloride solution are sodium hydroxide, chlorine and hydrogen. A solution has turned this universal indicator paper violet, showing that this is a strong base or strong alkali. If the soil is too acidic having low pH, then it is treated with the materials like quicklime, calcium oxide or slaked lime, calcium hydroxide or chalk, calcium carbonate. When we eat food containing sugar, then the bacteria present in our mouth break down the sugar to form acids. This acid formed in the mouth after a sugary substance has been eaten. This lowers the pH of the mouth. Neutral substances have the pH of exactly 7. Pure water is a neutral substance. It is neither acidic nor basic. The pH of the pure water is 7. If the soil is too basic or decaying organic matter, manure or compost which contains acidic materials are added to the soil to neutralize the soil. An ant sting injects methanoic acid into the skin of a person causing burning pain. Being acidic, an ant sting can be neutralized by rubbing a mild base like baking soda on the affected area of the skin. If only sodium hydrogen carbonate or baking soda is used for making the cake or bread, then the sodium carbonate is formed from it by the action of the heat during baking will give you the bitter taste to the cake. The advantage of using the baking powder is that the tartaric acid present in it reacts with the sodium carbonate formed and neutralizes it. Sodium hydrogen carbonate or baking soda is used in making baking powder that is used for making cake, spread, etc. Baking powder is a mixture of baking soda, sodium hydrogen carbonate and a mild edible acid such as tartaric acid. When the baking powder mixed with the water present in the dough made for baking cake or bread, then the sodium hydrogen carbonate reacts with the tartaric acid to evolve carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide gas produced gets trapped in the wet dough and bubbles out slowly, making the cake or bread to rise and become soft and spongy. If, however, baking powder is not added to the preparation of the cake, then the cake obtained will be hard and quite small in size. Sodium hydrogen carbonate or baking soda is used in the fire extinguisher. Soda acid type fire extinguishers contain the solution of sodium hydrogen carbonate and sulfuric acid in the separate container inside them. When the knob of the fire extinguisher is pressed, then sulfuric acid mixes with the sodium hydrogen carbonate to produce a lot of carbon dioxide. The pressure of this gas, carbon dioxide gas, forces a stream of liquid to fall on the burning substance. The carbon dioxide gas forms a blanket around the burning substance and cut off the supply of air to the burning substance. Since the supply of air is cut off, the process of burning stops and fire gets extinguished. The common pH scale having pH values 0 to 14. At pH 7, the solution is neutral. As the pH of the solution decreases from 7 to 0, the hydrogen ion concentration in the solution goes on increasing and hence the strength of acid goes on increasing. On the other hand, as the pH of solution increases from 7 to 14, the hydroxide ion concentration in the solution goes on increasing, due to which the strength of base or alkali also goes on increasing. Experiment to show that non-metal here sulfur does not conduct electricity. Plaster of Paris is used in hospital for setting fractured bones in the right position to ensure correct healing. The chemical name of the plaster of Paris is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. The formula is CaSO4.12 H2O. It is obtained from the gypsum, which is a hard mass cement, and having the chemical formula of CaSO4.2 H2O. The boiling tube contains blue color hydrated copper sulfate. On heating, blue color disappears due to the elimination of the water of crystallization, and the white anhydrous copper sulfate is formed. The white anhydrous copper sulfate thus turn blue again when the water is added to it. A salt is a compound formed by an acid by the replacement of hydrogen in an acid by the metal. For example, hydrochloric acid HCl. Now, if we replace the hydrogen of this acid by the metal atom, say sodium, then we will get the sodium chloride. In some salt, however, the hydrogen of the acid is replaced by the ammonium group. In the case of ammonium chloride, NH4Cl. The best known salt is sodium chloride, which is usually known as a common salt. Salt is general name, and it is not referred to the sodium chloride only. In fact, sodium chloride is just member of the huge family of the compounds called salt. Most of the plants grow best when the pH of the soil is close to 7. If the soil is too acidic or too basic, the plants grow badly or do not grow at all. If the soil is too alkaline, then its alkalinity can be reduced by adding decaying organic matter, manure or compost which contains acidic materials. Acids or acidic solution have a pH of less than 7. A solution here pH 1 indicates hydrochloric acid, which is a strong acid, and pH 4 is acetic acid, which is a weak acid. When a honeybee stings a person, it injects an acidic liquid into the skin, which causes immense pain and irritation. If the bee stings a person, then the rubbing of the mild base like baking soda solution on the stung area of the skin gives relief. This is because, being a base, baking soda neutralizes the acidic liquid injected by the bee sting and cancels its effect. When the strong acid reacts with the strong base, give the neutral salt. Here we have the sodium chloride. Salt is formed from the acid hydrochloric acid and the strong base sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is used in the manufacture of paper. Hydrochloric acid is used in making polyvinyl chloride plastic. All these products are made of PVC.